Have you guys ever seen the movie War Dogs? Because I could have sworn that the ending of that film was different than what I remember. I saw it last night. I could have sworn it ended with Bradley Cooper getting shot at or like running away somehow from Miles Teller's character, but it just ends abruptly. Anyways, I don't know. I just was thinking about that right now. I also watched The Thing for the first time, the 1982 version, of course, the OG one. And then I've been watching a lot of Jonah Hill movies. The Watch, The Neighborhood Watch, is actually really funny. It's underrated, I think. And they don't make movies like that anymore, honestly. What's another movie that I watched? I watched The Love Guru. It has terrible reviews on like IMDb, but it's actually not a bad film at all. You kind of have to like accept the cheesiness and just let it be what it wants to be, and you can just enjoy it that way. Um, what other movies have I been watching? I've been watching a lot of movies lately. Um, Anyways, this video is not about the movies that I've been watching. I just kind of wanted to share that real quick, but honestly, the main point of this video is to kind of give you an update of where I'm at. Um, Last like 2 days, I watched Tropic Thunder. Sorry, um, that's also another misunderstood, absurdly funny. Well, not absurdly. It's not that funny, but it's definitely some of Ben Stiller's like metaist metaist work. I love the fact that I love when movies are about making movies. That's so cool to me. Anyways, so I'm gonna try to get straight to the point. Um, but basically, the last 2 days I've been watching a lot of movies, and I've been like low key like gorging myself with not even fast food. Honestly, I haven't really like bought gone out and gotten like food and stuff. I've just been cooped in, eating any and all snacks in my um like at my that are at my disposal. I just eat them and drink them, and don't I just want to like I just want to like not think about my life for a little bit and just kind of escape in these films and stuff. And then I realized as I was watching them that um going back to like, I don't know, The Love Guru, for example, and letting that movie be what it wants to be, and then just like not thinking about it so much, letting art and stuff be what it wants to be, and like not taking it way too serious, because I think the world and life right now is like way too heavy and hard, and like we need things that are lighter and positive and more just better, overall better. So yeah, I was thinking I had like a heavy conscience, or I was in a deep state of thought, because I was like thinking about all the wrong things I've done in my life, and like all the bad things, and like all the negative darkness that I've kind of accumulated over the last few years. And then it kind of clicked like earlier today. And I don't want to like say that this is like the answer to everything, and it's like the thing that I'm gonna be like 1000% into, because who knows, right? But for sure, this is like the direction that I want to go in moving forward. And what that direction is like, I I um I want this. I want to be on it. I want to be more honest about my art. I want to be more transparent about who I am behind whatever artist name I choose to go by. And funny enough, I chose the name Blabbermouth, because I don't know, it just looks cool. I was making little designs of it today, and I was like, maybe I should make a mixtape and put out a mixtape called Blabbermouth. And then I was like, wait, what if Blabbermouth is the name of the art, like the name of the what if Blabbermouth is like my stage name? And then I was like, oh, there's something here, you know, there's something here, because I love the fact that, you know, first of all, that I named the last video on my channel, which, by the way, this channel is called French Breakfast. And French Breakfast is something like, literally the way that it's written and everything has been in my head for more than like 5 years, I think, at this point. And French Breakfast was supposed to be a clothing line, but I guess it's going to be a channel now, so whatever. But going back to Blabbermouth, Blabbermouth is the title of my last video, and I just love that it kind of means two things, right? The first one is that it means you talk excessively, right? I looked it up on Google, like the literal definition. And then the other definition is like basically talking and like letting stuff out that you're not supposed to say, and like not being discreet or whatever, like spilling someone's secret or whatever. You're such a like blabbermouth. You're always like, in Spanish, I guess the appropriate word would be like, you're a, eres mitotero, or yeah, it is mitotero. Like, you just like to just keep talking and talking and talking and talking, and then stuff slips out of your mouth that probably shouldn't. I think those two definitions are really cool, and like I said, it just looks cool on paper. So I think Blabbermouth is going to be the direction that I'm going to go in moving forward as far as music. But here's the catch, or here's like the new, here's like the, here's the, did I say catch? I didn't mean to say catch. It's not really a catch. It's more like, here's the difference from what I usually go by, which is, you know, Risen Sun. I've gone by that name for years now. And the reason why I want to switch it up is not only because I'm kind of tired of doing things the same way over and over. Not that I've literally done them the same way. I hope you don't get me wrong. Like, I'm trying to say, doing things that I'm comfortable with, doing things the way that I'm comfortable with doing. I don't know if that even makes sense, but like, you know, you fall into this formula of like, okay, I kind of know myself, and I know that when I sit down and I make a song, usually it doesn't take long for me to put it out, right? And I've been doing that a lot for the past, like, I want to say 2 years, since like 2020, like 2-ish. I started like really just putting out albums, putting out singles, not caring about the quality per se. But at the same time, there were kind of like, obviously you go from a rough draft to a final draft, and there's like edits in between that. But for the most part, I've been working really fast these past 2 years. And I'm not saying that I've gotten, what's it called, when you burn out. To me, there's no such thing as burnout. I'm always working on something. I never get tired of working on something. The only way I get burnt out is if I overthink it too much, which I try not to do with, you know, art and music and creative shit. So, having said all that, the difference between Blabbermouth and Risen Sun is that Blabbermouth is associated, or is going to be associated with, at least this is my plan, right? This is my vision. This is my plan for the future for this, is like, not only is it going to be like a musical solo project, but I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to, I guess, bring in more people. It's going to be like a collaborative effort more than just a solo effort. It's going to be very much more intentional, and it's going to take, I'm going to try my best. Like I said, you know, I never know what can happen in the future, but I don't know, this just feels right. So usually when something feels this right, then I just kind of stick to it for the time being. Basically, sorry, those sirens threw me off. Yeah, I don't really live in a cool, let's put it this way. I don't live in a dope part of town, like a cool like a chill place. It's not very chill here. Anyways, yeah, Blabbermouth is what I'm doing right now. I'm just blabbing away, but like, for real though, like, Blabbermouth is like, is, to me, I see it as like, I don't know, I feel that it's going to be this thing where um, I don't I don't think of it as like it's just me, you know. So if I'm gonna think about somebody else within the creative process, then I know that I have to be way more patient, way more meticulous, and way more. Is that the word, meticulous? Meticulous? I don't know. Just way more like detail oriented, and making sure that everything is like top tier, you know. So the quality is definitely going to go up as far as music goes, but also, uh, you know, making music is obviously my most immediate and important outlet, at least now. Um, but I want to associate Blabbermouth with film, with cinema, which is something that I'm studying right now in film school. I want Blabbermouth to be the artist that also makes music for films, and if possible, you know, this may be a little bit too ambitious, but who cares? I'm just going to throw this out into the universe. But I would love Blabbermouth to be a company that um, not it's not a record label, and it's not like a I, I don't know really know I don't really know how to even put it under a certain category or what or theme or whatever. But I guess the main thing would be, like, if somebody asks me to make a soundtrack or make a song for a movie for their own project, it'll be under Blabbermouth, right? It won't be associated with my real name or any other name that I've gone under. It's going to be Blabbermouth, like all things Blabbermouth from now on. um, Film and TV even. So like I said, quality over quantity, 1,000% for sure. I have to really be mindful of that because, like I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I've gotten into this habit of like just really, which is not a bad thing at all by any means. In fact, I'll probably, in fact, the funny thing, or like the pressing thing that's been on my mind as well, not only Blabbermouth recently, but the other thing that I need to really like focus on moving forward, and I'll probably most likely be posting like what's it called, you know, videos and stuff on this thing that I'm about to talk about on here on this channel. But like I pretty much have to um I pretty much have like I I basically I essentially have like an album that's due by like late August so that it can be released in September. And there needs to be um it's not that I have a contract or anything, but I have like this agreement with this Australian magazine where I'm gonna be real. I paid them to promote my music on their platform and like interview me and stuff. Um, because they had reached out first and they were like, we like one of your songs. And it took me a while to kind of like make sure that they were legit and stuff. So I paid them a certain amount. Um, and yeah, like then that relationship kind of started forming with this certain magazine. I was actually almost going to go on a film internship with them, but I didn't have my passport at the time. I have it now. I ordered it. I bought it, so it's gonna come in soon, after the fact. But you know, who cares? I could use it for future stuff. But point is, like, um, I'm always looking for ways to promote my music, and if that means I have to pay a certain amount, then that's what I'll do. What I won't do is pay for like what's it called? Because I really like the vibe of this magazine. It's like very, very indie. They've done, you know, live performance videos with the Lemon Twigs, and they're like legit. They're called Happy Mag, by the way. But yeah, I have like a relationship with them now, and they want me to, like, they told me like, you need to come up with a way, like they give me a few options of how to like promote my next album, which is probably going to be most likely the last, you know, Risen Sun album. But don't worry though, I'm not like sad about it at all. Like, this is like perfect timing. Like, everything is just lining up perfectly. But like, it's definitely going to be interesting how I approach that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I have this thing where I have to like do this thing by the end of August, which has nothing to do with Blabbermouth, which is crazy. So I'm literally doing this to myself. Like, I'm putting all this pressure on myself, kind of on purpose, because I think pressure does create, you know, diamonds sometimes. But going back to what I was talking about, they give me these options to like promote, because they're gonna do this promotional campaign. Like, it's like, first it's like a little shout out, I think, on Instagram, where they shout out they write like a little thing on you, like a little piece on you, and then the next stage or whatever is like uh, an interview, right? They ask you these questions, you send in the answers, and then someone writes a little article about you. And then the third and final stage is like promoting your album or whatever it is that you put out. So it was a pretty good deal and everything. But that doesn't matter. I don't know why I keep talking about it as if it's this huge important thing. It's not even that crazy. Like, it's not that crazy. But I mean, it is a big deal to me. But I'm not gonna like sit here and be like, oh my gosh, I don't feel like the shit yet. You know, I don't feel like I've done nearly, like, I was thinking about this right now before making this video. I was thinking, like, I want to be at the level of, like, who was I thinking about? I was thinking about a certain artist, and I'm like, I want to be at their level, like 100%. I want to be at their level. I'll think about it right now. Sorry, but point is that I told them, hey, can I do a documentary on the album, like an album documentary? The album's called Dragging My Feet, by the way. So the girl was like, yeah, I think her name's Marissa Brown. Sorry if I'm like putting your information out there, but I mean, I guess you can find her online. It's not that hard. But point is, like, I asked her, and then she was like, yeah, of course. Just make sure like we have it by a certain deadline, right? So I literally have to do, I literally have to film an album documentary about an album that I need to have done as well by the end of August, so that it can drop in September. So that is something that is like super duper, talk about pressure, you know? It's like, it's something that I've never done in my life. Like, I've never had someone actually hold me ransom, not ransom, hold me like accountable for a creative output. Like, usually the creative outputs and the creative projects that I make and put out are like totally by my own will, my own like free will and my own choice, and like nobody's forcing me. It's not that they're forcing me. I hope I'm like getting this point across well, if there even is a point to what I'm saying. But point is, I'm a little stressed. I have a little pressure on me, but like I said, pressure is good. And I think this blabbermouth thing is gonna be amazing too. Like, I just have to, like, even though I don't think I'm the shit yet, I have to like believe I'm the shit, you know? I have to believe that I'm like way more awesome than I think I am. Like, I'm not, I have the power to like inspire, I think, you know, other musicians or artists or whatever. And like the musicians and artists that inspire me, and the filmmakers that inspire me, are people who I like look up to, and I want to like essentially like not copy their aesthetic, but definitely get inspired by it, and like use it to my advantage, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, I just want to continue to grow as an artist, and by the end of 2025, who knows where I'll be. I mean, I don't I feel like this blabbermouth thing is a huge deal. I know I keep blabbing on about it, and I've mentioned it like 40 times in this video, but I'm probably gonna name this video like blabbermouth2, because it's just all like I said, Like I said, all things blabbermouth from now on, even though technically, you know, I have this final album to make under my other name, but I'm already like working on new stuff for the blabbermouth stuff. And like, I think I'm gonna put out, to kind of like test the waters, I'm gonna put out like a little uh, mixtape. um, it'll probably be by myself, if not with a friend of mine, but like the goal for that would be to just do something to kind of like introduce the world of blabbermouth. And it would be cool if I like put out, if I first of all made like some visuals, and then like put them out on TikTok and just see what happens, you know. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm thinking like right now, as I'm literally thinking right now about what I could do. I think because the there's a song that I made that's called it's not even like, it's not even close to being like finished. Not even the demo is close to being finished, but I literally started it a few hours ago. But the song is called "I Love You So Much," and I'm thinking of naming the mixtape that, like, just "I Love You So Much," or naming it like Blabbermouth, like self-titled. Um, but I don't think that matters, you know. As long as I make the music and it's cool and the visuals. I just want the visuals to match the music. You know, I want Blabbermouth to be a world of its own. You know, separate from anything I've ever done. That's pretty much the bottom line. And I hope that, you know, because the thing that I'm doing too with this whole thing is like, this whole new project is like, I'm I'm like flushing out the darkness that I've accumulated over the years. I know it's not good for me. I know it's not good to be stuck in a rut, whether that's a creative rut, or like a, I don't know, just if you're like fighting with your family or something, and you hold all of these like bitterness, you hold all this like bitterness and like pretty much like hate towards certain people in your life or even friends. um, you know, that stuff, having a good uh, having a good what's it called, not network, or a community, I guess, of people in your life is essential, I think, for success, for your success. And speaking of success, I want to say one thing that I kind of took from the Love Guru, that really like resonated with me. And I don't know, I've been told this by somebody recently as well, like literally in person. They told me this without even knowing my situation, which is crazy. um, but I think success, I mean, sorry, failure really doesn't exist. um, what does exist though are early attempts at success. So failure is actually early attempts at success. So anytime you like fail at something, just remember that you're just trying. But the difference between failing for real and like succeeding for real is you giving up and not trying again. So keep trying at whatever you're doing. um, I cannot guarantee you or promise you that you will make it, but something will happen that will surprise the hell out of you. And you need to have hope for the future. I know it sounds uh, very tacky and not. It sounds like, a something that you that you read on a poster or a bumper sticker, but it really does have a profound effect when you realize that most people give up after trying like the first few times, and most people don't have hope for the future. They think it's hopeless, and therefore they have this, like I said, holding this like weird bitterness or jealousy towards other people that are trying to make it. um, don't hold that, like flush it out, you know what I mean? I think Blabbermouth is about me flushing out this, also my like awkward tendencies and personality of like being extremely in my shell and extremely introverted. Blabbermouth is like my way of like literally becoming a new extroverted person. I'm not going to change as a human. Like, my personality is obviously going to be, I'm going to stay who I am, but I'm not going to like, I'm not going to not evolve, you know. I'm not going to let myself become not even a way better version of myself, because I know everybody says that, but it's more like a version of yourself that you genuinely love and appreciate, and that's it. Like, it doesn't have to be more than that. It doesn't have to be this extreme, like, I'm gonna be the next Mr. Beast on this platform. Like, it doesn't have to, your goals don't have to be the same as or aligned with another like person like Jimmy. I think his name's Jimmy, right? So like, think about your name and who you are, and if you want to make up like a moniker or an artist name or like some kind of brand or whatever, just do it knowing or having in mind and being intentional about what kind of message, I guess, am I going to be uh, giving out to people. Like, what is my, what is this name going to represent or symbolize, right? um, so yeah, that's what Blabbermouth pretty much symbolizes to me. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. This was kind of like a spur of the moment thing, which is something that I do a lot. It's really hot in here. I'm in a trailer in Tucson, Arizona, so this is bad. This is really bad. um, I'm gonna die if I don't turn on the AC at like now. So I'm gonna end this video, and I don't want to say I'll keep you updated, but I'll keep you updated. All right, bye.